It's Petey with the All Utah Hockey Podcast. The Utah Hockey Club lost a tough one last night to the San Jose Sharks 5-4 in overtime after holding on to a late 4-1 lead into the third period. They had a lot of trouble with the defensive zone faceoff, so I thought today would be a good time to head back to the film room and check out what went wrong. So let's take a look at the way you're supposed to defend a defensive zone faceoff. And you can see here from this diagram, it's really easy to understand. This is the way most teams play a defensive zone faceoff loss. That as the puck goes back, the winger's responsibility is to get out and take away the shooting lane of the defenseman. That's their job. Take away the shooting lanes of the defenseman. Everybody else plays man on man. The wall defenseman takes care of the wall winger. The center, his job is to stay with the centerman, and the inside D stays with the inside winger. It's pretty simple. That's traditionally how teams play. But now there's so much activity off of a faceoff that sometimes you have to play it a little differently. In this example, the puck goes back, the wingers go out to cover the defenseman, but this time the inside winger, we call it releases or pops out, which gives a different look to the offensive zone team trying to run a faceoff play. In some instances, what will happen is you'll still have the defenseman on the defenseman, but this time the center, he's going to release, and the center is going to go out to that wing, and that leaves the centerman for the inside D to cover him on the way to the net. So let's take a look at the way Utah Hockey Club covers faceoffs in their defensive zone. It's the only way we're going to learn. So let's see what happens in the defensive zone. As the puck drops, we see just what we talked about. We see the inside defenseman wall side defenseman on the wall side winger. We see the center on center. The winger gets picked, but he's on his way out here, and this winger's on his way out here. And the net front defenseman is just waiting for the inside D to come to him. So just like we drew it up, everything's covered. San Jose's on the outside. Utah's on the inside. Well, let's look at it again. As the puck drops, wall D stays on wall winger. The wingers are working their way out to get to the defense, center on center, inside D on the inside winger. Boxes them out, lets the goalie see. Everybody's on the defensive side. Everything is fine. So we understand what Utah is trying to do. So let's look at it when we talked about with the center releasing. This is against Ottawa. Same thing, only this time, now there's an option at the wall. So this time center releases, he comes out, winger, inside D. Now this time the other D is going to pick up the other player. Everything's fine. Everyone's on the outside. See it again with the pop out. Another pop out play. Hard winger, right? Wall D, wall winger. But this time there's another play up top. So the center pops out away from his center, leaves the center for the net front D. Again, everybody is in good position. Utah's on the defensive side all over the ice. Everything's great. One other thing we wanted to look at is to make sure if the defenseman is boxing out or if he's fronting the puck. Boxing out means, as we watch Ian Cole here, he boxes his opponent out of the way. He boxes him out of the way so that the goaltender has a clear lane at the puck. That's what boxing out is. Fronting the puck is where this defenseman tries to block the shot. Think Nicholas Hjalmarsson with the old Coyote team getting in a shooting lane. That's fronting the puck. So now we know what the defenseman is supposed to do. So we see it again. Wall winger, center on center, winger over here. This defenseman takes that player driving. Everything's fine. We all understand it. Right? We see what's supposed to happen. Inside D climbs, and we want to see how far the inside D can go, or the wall side D. They let the wall defenseman go all the way to the blue line. We need to know that because some teams won't let their defenseman climb that high in the zone. So now we know all of their system play. So now that we know how they're supposed to do it, let's look at the goals against San Jose. Now keep in mind, these are the goals they've given up off of the defensive zone faceoff over the last few games. This first one is against Ottawa. So let's take a look and see what we've learned. This time again, wall D on wall winger. Center has got to stay with the center. Unfortunately, the winger falls. His job is to get in this shooting lane, and he falls down, and that happens. Sometimes things happen. You fall down, you get tripped. He actually could have had a penalty called on that because you see as the stick gets in there could have been a penalty called, but there wasn't. So no penalty called. The winger can't get out to his D, but we're still in good shape. Wall D, wall winger. We got the guy going to the net, but when we look at the guy going to the net, that's the centerman. Whose job is the centerman going to the net? Talked about it over and over again. That's the centerman's job. So the centerman, 82 Stenlund, should be responsible for the player in front of the net, which means this inside defenseman needs to be on this inside winger. Right now, they're doubling up. That's what we call it when two players take one player. They're doubling up on this player. He should have been in front of the net. He isn't. So what happens as the play continues, and he should have been there, now no one's here, and they both Utah players get on the wrong side trying to defend that player, which leaves Brady Tkachuk all alone in front of the net, and Ottawa's able to score. So let's fast forward to San Jose last night. Now keep in mind, before any of these goals start, this is all 6-on-5. San Jose has pulled the goal and they have an extra player, so you need to play these differently. And that's where I talked about, I'm not sure what they talked about when they talk about it at the bench, what they've drawn up. So let's guess. I'm going to see what I see wrong. But again, I might be wrong on these faceoffs because San Jose has an extra player. We see the wall winger and the wall defenseman. He's got him. So just like normal, he is supposed to take that player all the way to the net. He needs to stay on the defensive side of that player so he cannot get in the way of the goaltender. Unfortunately, he loses him and he lets him go. That's where this play starts to break down. The wall defenseman does not stay with the wall winger. But let's keep going and see what happens. Wingers, they get out to their defenseman. Now, when it's 6-on-5, they can't go as fast and they can't go as hard. We call it playing soft. You're playing soft, so you're not aggressively getting all the way out there because it'll leave too much ice in behind you. So they go part way. They play soft. They're in a good position. And you can see the inside D. He's got the inside winger. So things look okay there. But now here's the problem. And we talked about fronting the puck. When San Jose ends up with two players on the inside, closer to the goaltender than the nearest Utah defender, that's a problem. We talked about boxing out. That defenseman should be in the way, pushing that San Jose player out of the way of the goaltender so the goaltender can see. As you can see in this case, neither defenseman is boxing out and taking care of the San Jose forwards, which allows the tip and the play at the net, and it's 4-2. So this is what it looked like from this side. We see Sergachev doesn't take his player all the way to the net, and Kesselring now has to take care of two players. He's responsible for both players in front of the net. Can't push him out, which he could do. Instead, he does what we said before. He fronts the puck, which means he's trying to block it. What we said in the coach's room, if you're going to front the puck, you better stop it because the goalie can't see. Unfortunately, in this case, Kesselring doesn't get a piece of it. Ingram can't see it, and the puck's in the net. So let's look at the 4-3 goal. Well, this time, same thing. Sergachev's job. The wingers get out to the D just like they're supposed to. Inside D has inside winger. Only this time the board side D misses the player going to the net again. And now the centerman. We talked about the centerman getting the pop out. We talked about extra players on the ice. He's responsible for two players. He's got the pop-out play. If the pass comes here, he's got to get out there. Or if the puck comes down the wall, he's responsible for this player and boxing him out on the defensive side. And that's what happens. The puck comes to the net. There is no box out again. There's two players available. And now he should be boxed out on that side. Tip, screen, goal. 4-3. And you can see it again from this side. When we talk about boxing out for Kesselring, Sergachev should have boxed him out. He should be boxed out. Should be clear lane for Ingram. Should make the save. But again, Kesselring, right in the way, fronting the puck. It gets in the way. Ingram can't see. If you're going to front it, you better stop it. And again, San Jose in behind. San Jose in behind. It's a tough spot to be in. 4-3. Let's look at the game-tying goal. This time, Wall D, he stays with the wall winger. Really good job with the Wall D. Takes him all the way to the net front. Great job. Let's look at the wingers. Wingers playing soft. They're in a good spot. Inside D is on inside wing. Everything looks good. Center on center. Everything looks good. Now, this player has to get in the shooting lane when he sees him shooting. His first job. It's hard because right now they're trying to cover 3 players up top. So it is hard. But his job at this point is to get into the shooting lane. Doesn't happen. The board side D, where did we want him? We wanted him boxing this player out and pushing him out of the way so that Ingram can see. Now the next part is just bad luck. And sometimes that happens in hockey. You get bad luck. Puck luck. The puck on the way to the net hits the player in the slot. Unfortunate. It's really too bad because it bounces right to the San Jose Shark player. It is puck luck. There is no doubt about it. As Sergachev turns to look for the puck, and Ingram is still trying to find the puck from the rebound, it's already on the stick of the San Jose Shark player, and he's got a clear lane to the net, and the game is tied. And we'll see it one more time from behind, how hard this is and how puck luck. So Ingram is still looking. He has no idea the puck is over here. There's so much traffic in this area. It's just too bad that he wasn't able to pick that puck up. Sergachev's turning to pick the puck up off of the rebound from the net, leaving the San Jose player all behind. It was a tough night for the Utah Hockey Club in the face-off circle in the defensive zone. Some is puck luck, some is defensive zone coverage, and honestly, some of it because San Jose had an extra player. Let's say if they can tighten up, buckle up, as this Utah Hockey Club gets ready for the Calgary Flames. I'm Petey. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for learning a little bit more about hockey, and thanks for checking everything out in the video room. Make sure you go over to the All Utah Hockey Club YouTube channel, subscribe so you don't miss any video content, and as always, we'll see you at the rink.
We all silly like the mayor.